Why do you think it is that Americans feel they have to have or need a gun?
Can't understand it. It's crazy. It's dangerous and crazy.
I think it just goes back to the roots of this country and the very, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and watch out for your own land and protect yourself. That's how some people feel.
I feel like they shouldn't need guns. It don't help. It hurt people.
But yeah, I honestly don't know. I personally don't own a gun, don't want to own a gun, and think that way too many people have guns. So I don't understand our fascination with it entirely. I think it may have something to do with our history and culture, but it's an obsession that's obviously gone too far.
Guns were originally seen as sort of a right because when the founders established the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, they wanted people to have a way to sort of rebel against a tyrannical government should it ever come into power, and they thought, guns were a good way to do this.
It goes back to the American Revolution. They felt that they needed guns to resist the British redcoats, so it was put into the Constitution as the Second Amendment, and that's the history of it.
They don't need guns, they want guns. Simple. You start by hunters, you start by lots of wild space, you start by a history, and it moves on. You start from a Constitution, which is ambiguous perhaps, but they're willing to play it one way. You put it all together, and there are a lot of folks who like to have guns. Having said that, they're well organized. And having said that, it's a country where if you're well organized, you often can get things or know how to block things.
I don't think that Americans necessarily need guns. I think that different groups have different interests in guns. Like you said, some groups want them for hunting. Some people feel that they need it for protection. It's part of our history, and that's really important to Americans. The right to bear arms is part of our core identity.
I'm from the New York area, and it's not nearly as big a deal there. But there are many parts of the country where people view it as, this is part of life. Plus, there's a general suspicion of the government. The thought is that you need something to ultimately be able to protect yourself.
I wish I could answer that, because I can see no need at all for the proliferation of guns such as we have. I can see legal uses for hunting and maybe some for self-protection, but not for the multiple guns owned by single owners.
And I feel like sometimes it's not a need that they have, or it's not part of a lifestyle or a healthy pastime. We seem to be crazy about the things, and it's hard to know why, but it seems as if it seems to have resulted in a lot of guns being out there and a lot of unfortunate violence.
If I was traveling long distances alone, yes. It would be nice to have one under the front seat in case, God forbid, I was in an accident or somebody ran me off the road or I needed emergency assistance. But no, I don't think everybody wants one. I think there's just a few, and the NRA is very strong in this country. So I think that's part of the problem.